Hey guys, I'm here to talk about Avatar Country. The brand new album from Avatar comes out January 12th. But for those of you like me that were lucky enough to go to one of their shows and this world tour that kicked off in North America in Columbus, I went to their second stop in Toronto and I was able to pick up the brand new Avatar Country CD. And since I got this album, I haven't been able to put it down. Honestly, I'm putting it down now, but I haven't been able to stop listening to it because it's so good. It's for all of you that are fans of Avatar. This album is not going to disappoint. This album falls in line with previous Avatar albums, and it's not going to disappoint you at all. It's Avatar at its best. Let's put it that way. For those of you that are new to Avatar, you're probably going to be a little bit, it's going to be a ride. You're going to have to stick with it. And maybe it'll take a couple of listens, but there are some heavier songs in the album. For those of you that like heavier stuff, there's some more melodic songs in the album. For those of you that like some more of the melodic stuff, but the album overall plays very well. The album has 10 tracks, and out of those 10 tracks, 2 are intros. Like the first song is like an intro to the story of the king. Then there's a middle track that it's basically a king's speech, and there's a guy translating the king's speech and narrating the king's speech and talking about his mustache. And then the last 2 songs of the album are instrumental tracks, which one of those instrumental tracks, which is the last one, track number 10, is absolutely phenomenal. I'm glad they didn't put any vocals into that song because I think vocals would ruin how good that song is. I would like to see those instrumental tracks more spread out, but they put them at the end, and I understand it because even though this album is not what you would consider necessarily a concept album, but there is a concept to it that each song represents a moment in time in the king's life. So I understand why those 2 tracks come at the end, those instrumental tracks come at the end. I totally get that. And it's an important part of the storytelling of the history of the king. I understand it. I just would like them to had made them maybe a little bit one more at the beginning, one at the end, because the 2 of them back to back are good, but I think they take a little bit away from the enjoyment of those 2 tracks specifically. The album, like I said, 10 tracks, 2 instrumentals, 2 are kind of intros. So when it boils down to, you have 6 to 8 tracks. I mean, obviously you have to count the instrumentals as tracks, so you have about 8 tracks. But the instrumentals are short tracks. They're like about 2.5 minutes, a minute and a half. So they're not very long. It's not a long album, which I really like. The album really plays well from that perspective because it's really spaced out. It starts with an intro, then it plays 3, 4, 5 songs, I believe, 4 songs. Then it gets the speech of the king. Then after the speech of the king, you get another 3, 4 songs. Then you have the instrumentals. So the whole album really plays well. It's one of those albums that you put it on, and the next thing you know, you finished, and you're pressing repeat because it just went by so quickly. It just plays so well. The songs are so well put together that it just goes by. It goes by seamless. It's almost like, you know, time flew during the time that you were listening to the album. It wasn't like you were doing a chore, like you had to, you know, make an effort to listen to it. It just flies by. The time flies by. The tracks are very in length. The longest track, I believe, is like 8 minutes, but most of them are like 4.5, 5-minute tracks, which is perfect. But the way they're set up with some heavier tracks following some slower tracks, it really allows you to catch your breath from a heavier track to a slower track to then maybe another heavier track. And even the more melodic tracks have some heavy parts to it. And that brings me to the 2 videos that they did for this album, which was The Statue of the King and The King Wants You. Neither one of those 2 are by far the best or the heaviest tracks on this album. The King Welcomes You to Avatar Country is, to me, one of the heaviest tracks of the album. It's also the longest track of the album. Not my favorite, but a really good song. It's part of their set list. It's a really good song. It's one of their heaviest songs, the second track on the album. And it gives you kind of an introduction to what you're going to be getting from this whole album in terms of being heavy and melodic at the same time, because you're going to get a lot of that throughout the album, and you're going to get a lot of heaviness and a lot of melody separated as well. So this song kind of gives you a synopsis of what the whole album is going to be as far as music, as far as vocals. So it's a great second track. It's a great way to get you going with this album. The heaviest track of the album by far, in my opinion, is The King's Harvest. It's one, like, there's no soft spots in that song. That song is, it's It's almost a throwback to their earlier works, which when Avatar started, they were more of a melodic death metal band. They've changed since then. They've kind of evolved, and they've kind of gotten away from those roots. This song is more of a throwback to those mellow death days, because this is by far the heaviest track on the album. And I'm surprised they didn't use this track for one of the videos, at least to give those that are new to Avatar a little bit of a difference, because they went with 2 tracks, and the Statue of the King and The King Wants You, they're very similar. I mean, the Statue of the King has a little bit more heaviness to it. The King Wants You is more melodic, so they give you kind of 2 spectrums, but I almost wish they had gone with this track, because that would give you 2 complete opposite spectrums of what you're going to get with this album. My favorite track on the album is King After King. That song, I think I've heard that song right now, maybe since I got the album to today, I think I heard that song alone over 10 times. I cannot get enough of that song. That song is absolutely beautiful. To me, best track of the album, and I'll be shocked. I mean, I'm not going to be shocked because they didn't have this song on their set list. So I doubt they'll make a music video for a song that's not even being played at their concerts. And they're playing almost every song from the new album. So to me, it saddens me that I'm probably never going to see a video for this song, but this is my favorite song of the album, because this part of the story of the king, there's so much emotion in it, and you have throughout the song is really harsh vocals, but the chorus of the song is so melodic. It comes out with clean vocals, a little bit of a high pitch, and he tells you a beautiful. It just adds to the storytelling of this specific song, and it's such an important song in the CD. It's such an important track telling the story of the king, because right after this song comes the 2 instrumental tracks that kind of finish off the album. So this song, to me, it's almost like a curtain call, if you will, of the album, and it's so beautiful because it really shows you the range that Avatar has these days, where they can be extremely heavy throughout the song and then be extremely melodic in the chorus. And this song, to me, is the epiphany of what Avatar is all about. So I'm a little sad that they didn't play this song at the show that I attended. I don't know if they will play at other shows, but did not play it at the show that I attended. And that makes me believe that there won't be a music video for King After King, which is my favorite song on this album. Now, overall, I gotta say, this album, to me, is at least an 8.5 out of 10. It's a great album. And to me, the thing that pushes it to an 8.5 out of 10, to me, is a couple of things. First is the range in his vocals and the range in the songs. You have at least two really heavy songs, especially The King's Harvest, super heavy, mellow death kind of type song. And then you have more melodic songs, more songs that allow you to just sit back and just really take it all in. Not as harsh, not as strong, but still great guitar work, great drumming. The production of the album is really well done. The sound is crisp and clean. Every song is really well put together. The lyrics, the melodies, everything fits together. And the album, to me, the most important thing is the album plays so well. Like I said earlier on, you put this CD on, and within 35 minutes, 40 minutes, it's over. But you don't even see the time going by, because each song just carries you over to the next song and to the next song. And it's just a beautiful melody after melody after melody. This album is by far, it's going to be not the best Avatar album of all time. I'm not going to say that, but it's not going to disappoint any Avatar fans. And for all of those of you that are newcomers to the band, I think this album is a great introduction to the band, because it will give you a little bit of what the new Avatar is about, which is more melodic metal, but it will also give you a little, a little glimpse into what Avatar used to be when they first got started as a mellow death band. So I think you're going to get a little bit of both worlds, and I think you're going to have an enjoyment listening to this album from beginning to end. And that's it. I mean, that's all I have to say about Avatar Country. Great album, really well done, really well produced. Sound mixing, amazing. Vocals, amazing. I really enjoyed it. I've heard a lot of albums. This one was really easy to listen to. It was really easy to enjoy, and it was really easy to get into. And then I'm sure once you get it, you're going to feel the same way as me, which is when you get to the end of track 10, you're like, wow, it's over already? Time to start all over again. Alright guys, this is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this album review of Avatar Country. Let me know in the comment section if you had a chance to check out the album, if you had a chance to see them live. What do you think about Avatar? What do you think about their new album? Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. just use the comment section below. Let me know what you're thinking, and come back tomorrow, because tomorrow we have a double header and it's going to be killer. See you tomorrow. Bye.